everybody has different Christmas traditions,
Yeah.
you know? Some people like to give gifts, some people like to take gifts, some people like to give to charity, others like to steal from charity. Our new tradition, make a cookie and talk a hockey.
We found the best recipe on the internet.
3.5 out of 5 stars.
Apparently. And we get to think about everything that's gone on in hockey over the last year. We call this episode the 5 Cookies of Christmas.
I like cookie!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Now, because how much baking experience do you have exactly?
4.
So this can go great.
So we're gonna take the flour, and we're gonna dump a bunch of stuff in there. Oh, this does not look good.
This is not looking good.
Okay.
Got my hands in there. This is not going well so far. We're gonna mix these two together somehow, so...
I really don't think you should put your hands in there.
Well, it's a little too late for that, don't you think? Okay, this is cool. This is starting to look like a thing now. Oh, this smells good, yo.
What do you think about John Scott being at the All-Star game?
This is a Christmas episode.
This is about Christmas.
This is all about beautiful stories, and I
Yeah.
think the John Scott thing was a beautiful story.
It was a beautiful story.
The internet, I guess, decided that they wanted to send someone who's not really an all-star to the all-star game. And they ended up voting in John Scott.
And this is why I'm not a fan of fan voting. No disrespect to John Scott,
Yeah, it's
but
true.
no one wants to see John Scott at, at the All-Star game.
The internet trolls want to see John Scott at the all-star game. After you're done making a giant mess,
Simba! We're gonna pat them down till they're about an inch and a half. You really gotta put your soul into it. It's a beautiful process. You make a delicate cookie in a delicate way.
to the
Take these to the
fridge.
fridge,
Or the freezer.
Joey. We're gonna flatten them.
Just a little bit. Don't go crazy. Well, while we do that, we'll start talking about the next big event of 2016.
Pittsburgh won the Stanley Cup. It was weird because like when the season started, you're like, oh, they got Kessel, and they started the year off slow.
Yeah.
And then they picked it up. Matt Murray took over as Pittsburgh's #1 goalie and won them the cup. Pittsburgh winning the Stanley Cup wasn't necessarily like a surprise, but the way they did it was unexpected. It seems as though this cup for Pittsburgh has really rejuvenated Sid the Kid.
So we have to knead this
Oh,
down.
yeah, just
So I would flip this.
flip it, roll it up, flour,
So we're just
even.
back.
What do you think the odds of these cookies turning out good are?
9 out of 10. I don't understand how. odds
Really?
work.
There's a 90% chance it's gonna be good?
Yeah.
All right, Chef Ramsay.
Yeah. He is the first person in the NHL to score 4 goals in his debut NHL game. The third cookie, Auston Matthews getting drafted first overall by the Toronto Maple Leafs.
That
This is a
happened.
highly anticipated draft.
All I'm gonna say is Champlain.
Yep.
Champlain. Auston Matthews represents a new chapter for the bad luck losers of everything.
The Toronto Maple Leafs.
It's been so bad
Yeah.
for so long, and they've had bad luck to go with it. The Connor McDavid draft, the Leafs at the draft lottery had the highest chance of getting Connor McDavid, and they didn't. And everyone thought something bad was gonna happen again this season, and it didn't.
Because Lou Lamoriello threatened the draft officials.
Yeah. How many hours do you think Gary Bettman was in Lou Lamoriello's trunk?
You don't mess with Lou.
No. You want to cut them into shapes of
Oh,
stuff?
that's what we're supposed to be doing now?
Yeah. What the hell is this? Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Speaking of influential game-altering
Dudes.
dudes, Montreal decided this year,
To trade PK Subban.
which a lot of people
Hated.
Yes.
And Montreal is stupid. They needed a shakeup. They needed a change of culture.
Yeah,
PK Subban was the casualty.
yeah, there you go. Exactly. How do you make a leaf, says the man with a leaf on his shirt. So you think PK is going to stay in Nashville for the remainder of his contract?
It feels like a good fit.
Really?
But-
Because Nashville's been having a lot of trouble scoring ever since he's joined the lineup. Your John Scott face is a circle.
You weren't good at arts and crafts as a kid, were you?
It's arts and crafts time, and you're like, but I want to go outside and play. Once you're done cutting out the cookies, we're going to put it in the oven, which has been preheated to 350 degrees.
And while that bakes in the oven and gets really good and crispy for us to eat, let's talk some more hockey.
The last major event to happen this year, Vegas being announced.
It's a nice place to live, apparently.
Apparently. You know?
Celine Dion went there and she did just fine.
Nice.
If you went on a trip to Vegas,
Yeah. Would I go to
would you go to a Vegas game?
Yeah,
Really?
absolutely.
I wouldn't.
Really?
The one thing that intrigues me about Vegas is there's going to be an expansion draft.
How does the expansion work? Everyone gets to pick a couple keepers and then...
Yeah, like
everyone
there's a
else is
certain
gonna
number of
pool?
players you can keep, which will be fun because every team has to give up some players.
Yeah, that's gonna shake up the league.
There's going to be a whole 31st team. These are great. I'm really proud of this. I actually think this is a better ending because we hyped it up. And this is what we made.
This is what we ended up with. It's Christmas. Just use the magic of Christmas to clean this up. Whoa, yeah.
Whoa.
These actually look a lot better all of a sudden.
There's nothing I'd rather do right now than eat one of these cookies.
This is your John Scott cookie.
This is John Scott.
Lord Stanley himself, who is quite fragile and yet so strong.
This is a Toronto Maple Leaf with the number 1 in green, signifying they got the first overall pick.
This is PK Subban, before being traded to Nashville.
Is that the Vegas Golden Knight himself?
That is the Vegas
Oh
Golden Knights.
my god.
You know that because there is a V.
That is art.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
I appreciate you.
Okay.
And I appreciate you.
Ring of glory, see the day when men of goodwill live in peace again. Peace on earth.